Thanks for reminding us of that. James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm eligible. I'm single. I want to mingle. Papa's got a brand new bag living in America.
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look good.
What do you think that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. You, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. Something wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm eligible. I'm single. I want to mingle. Papa's got a brand new bag living in America.
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look
What do you
good.
think that is? You
I
look
smell good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing.
Are you ready for the eclectic one? AKA Pat is here. Are you ready?
And there we go. AKA Patters. Friends and foes. Welcome to the stream of streams. Yeah, I've been thinking, and I just want to get right. I just want to get right into some of this. The more I think about what other streamers do, the more it's like, and I'm just talking in the sphere of comics. I want to draw. I want to draw and stream. I want to be able to do those two things. The 4 a.m. club it's still about drawing. It's a fun idea. It's a fun theme. I don't know if you guys are even familiar with what the 4 a.m. club is. It's you have to have a couple nights like that to know what the 4 a.m. club is. I can break it down for you. I can. But hey, Peter A. DeLuca here, trying to be a different type of streamer, trying to be a different type of illustrator, artist, comic book guy, comic book historian, trying to be different and trying to be better, trying to give all of you out there a reason to care, to tune in, promote each other, me promoting you, all of that. When you engage online, you just get this, you can't just do what you want to do. You have to do multiple things. Say hello to our spiritual advisor, our Stephen Hughes here, guys. And I don't want to say I get choked up whenever I announce Stephen Hughes, but it just really makes me think. Yeah, I've stuck with this drawing. I've stuck with everything you guys see here for my entire life. And guys like that, when they really do pass and they're impactful in the industry, and they innovate, they do things, right? Like you're doing what they would want to do. So I don't know. It always just gets me. And we always have the Dread here, the Judge Dread badge, another known as Peter Anthony DeLuca. That's my full name. I don't hide behind anything on here. I don't have a mysterious avatar. I don't not tell people where I live. Because if I'm going to give you guys advice and talk to you guys about things and be as real and honest as possible, yeah, I want to come off that way. I want to come off as a real person. So with that, we have our mascots here, guys. We have Crypt and Pike. Sorry for the shadows, but I need direct light here. Crypt and Pike, Wildstorm Productions, and Extreme Studios. And here we have some triple Extreme Studios paper. So we're just like, we're doing a ton of stuff again. We have so much Captain America stuff coming. A little bit of the Captain America focus, and I had a good thing. I had a couple people in my ear. Was really like the books that mattered, and I'm not talking about the comics. I'm talking about Captain America roughly has like 80 plus years, maybe even I think it's close to 90 years of real true history. So like, you know, to go through a comic book history of Captain America in the time frame of Captain America Brave New World just didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I pivoted. I said, you know, like let's see what other pieces of information, what other books, right? I don't know why I put books in quotes, but let me see what else is out there. What else matters? And I got a great one, and I can't wait to show it off to you guys. I was literally reading it for the past 3 days. You know, maybe since Thursday, so maybe 4 days. What do we have here? More indie. Yeah, this run of indie that I've been on. Like I'd rather be doing, like I'd rather draw these characters. I'd rather put a lot of energy into these characters than, I don't know, Predator, Aliens, The Crow, Silver Surfer, right? These are the characters to where we are now. I'm talking about in comic book culture, the culture of comic books, not a business, not an industry. We have a culture. These characters, from my view, from my perspective, are more important than anything. This is what I view as comic books. We have Sharpen Your Pencils. No, Pencils Down. Shining Knight. Glitch. Bog. Captain Courage. And Mighty Mary. So yeah, I'm gonna be like touching up, working on these things. I just tonight for the 4 a.m. club, I just want to make progress on this. Just get the freaking idea there. Get the energy there. We're using crow quills. You know, maybe we'll get some of you guys popping in. I don't know. I know it's late, but I target a lot of my tree drawing at this hour because my phone kind of truly, you know, it does die down. I can focus. Even the chat or other things are not as distracting. And I don't know, I can just work and maybe even go on like a tangent. I don't know. Or not, you know, we can just kind of hang out together. The name too of the 4 a.m. club is inspired by a friend of mine, this dude that kind of came into my life out of nowhere, and it was like really just one of those moments where you meet someone and you just kind of, you know, like that weird thing happens where you connect. You know, you kind of see each other for what you both are. And this guy, as soon as I saw him, I knew he was a like a party boy. And when you're like that, you you need to find like-minded people. You do, and it doesn't even matter if you're like still into it. You just had to kind of go through that the trial by fire, because those nights never leave you. So he him and I used to joke around it. We still do, but we spent like some time joking about the 4 a.m. club and what that was and what that meant. But here we go. Welcome to it, everyone. Welcome to the show. The shows. So I've debated on doing like an EFAP. Like kind of doing a little bit more of a format. But if I'm EFAPing and drawing, I think I'm eventually going. I've experimented with that. I think eventually that's going to return to the channel. I think the only one I really tried to do was a SpaceX launch. I don't know why I thought that was fitting. Oh, Oren, yes, dude. Did you? I know you left a comment. I forget if I responded, but dude, yeah, Gen 13, solid, right? Solid miniseries, solid 2-year run. When and never quite recovered once Jay Scott. Yeah, Peter and Pals. Yeah. Tank. Oh my God, Tank. Haven't seen you for a while, bud. Gen 13, like, so I have to get through some of this Wildcats hump. I gotta get through Wildcats issue 25. Like we have to get Wildcats into the Alan Moore era. But I wanted to do the Jim Lee Deathstroke arc, the Tim Sale Deathstroke arc. I feel like those 2-3 things are, like, let's pay attention to those because there's a lot of Gen 13 stuff already out there. But to do Gen 13 miniseries through issue 25 and what comes after is absolute study. It's wild, like that book sold for a while on a lot of good faith, but it never recovered once Jay Scott left. So like, you know, like I want to detail that. We need to tell that story. But that's amazing. But Tank, what Tank Ferrick, what is up? Haven't dude, I love it when, you know, like I guess you guys too, like you guys still buzz around the channel, but I always get upset when I have regular chatters and they kind of, you know, like don't pop in anymore or say hello. It kind of just makes me think, um, you know, like I'm doing something wrong, or um, you know, they like something and then, you know, I changed a format or something, or said something that upsets them. But it's awesome to see you back, dude. It's been a while. And I know this is like still kind of like, it's funny too where um you know, there's a lot of people that I think like steal the good like you almost like when you live stream and there's another streamer that kind of has your same audience, you know, like what do you do, you know, like that's where like I guess like you could EFAP and steal some of that audience and get some of that thunder back. But I don't know, you know, like I don't really want to do that at the same time. Or yeah, I love that initial miniseries too, Oren. it's it's teenage procedure, like military procedural, like superhero melodrama. It's like it has everything. Like that initial miniseries, it really is one of the best miniseries of something new in comic history. I can think of other really good miniseries, you know, like Wolverine, Punisher, Circle of Blood, like really, really, really good ones. But for a new idea, Gen 13 is absolutely special. Yeah, no, it's cool, Tank. No, I just like, but you know, I think about you guys too. Like it's, you know, like I want, you know, like you kind of wish everyone's like good and rocking and rolling. But great to see you though. Oh, thanks, Tank. Tank, I tried, dude. You know, even you know, I did two videos earlier, and you know, one of them was a pre-record, but the second drop, I you know, I shot for today because it was like topical. You know, that pesky guy from DC Vertigo made the news again, and for that video, you know, I just felt like I was saying something. I just don't, you know, like none of the other comic book YouTubers were really pinpointing this like larger issue with Neil and how like him kind of tanking. Uh, you know, I get it. There's like, you know, there's victims, but there's still like allegations. I know he's being sued. Him being sued like that, and like kind of like some of it going public, a little bit of a shakedown. But that's kind, you know, like victim or not, like you know, that's the shakedown. Um, you know, but I still feel like you know, there's another side to this narrative, which is the people who depended on Neil because he pretty much became an industry of his own. And I don't know, like I just, it's like you almost like don't want his work to stop because people depend on it. Like, why can't you just disassociate with him? But yeah, I know that's a little bit unpopular. But that's kind of what we do here, right? Yeah, like we do a lot of the unpopular opinions. And it's not like I'm trying, I'm just kind of speaking my mind. But that, that can get you in trouble. Oh yeah, Grunge's movie. That might have been that might have been a one shot, I want to say. Or that was maybe the later Adam Warren. So Adam Warren came on board and did, I think, 6 issues. Breathed life back into the title. And I think he did the Grunge fantasy. But that's kind of like the only time too when Adam Warren came on board for Gen 13. That is the definition of like a single talent breathing life into a ball. I don't even know what came of him, because he was really a hot guy for a nice stretch in the 90s. He drew like Dirty Pair for Dark Horse. Like straight up. I guess like the one true American manga artist that didn't merge like styles, kind of. Like Ed McGuinness and Pat Lee or Joe Mad, to where like those guys had like shades of American style, like the American style, but leaned towards anime and manga. Adam Warren was like the real deal, though. Here we go. Yeah, I know, right? It's an opinion. Dude, it's wild though, Tank. Like I'm not exaggerating. Like right here, guys. Like this is absolute truth. Where you see it on YouTube. You see it everywhere. Where we'll call them the tastemakers or the gatekeepers, whatever you want to call them, the influencers, they will see and hear what the beats are, and they're really good with tracking it. I don't know. I have no idea how they do it. And their opinion must echo the standard opinion that's kind of getting pounded. And every once in a while, they break ranks, and they'll kind of have their own original thought. But it is a little bit of lockstep. Yeah, Roxy is. Yeah. No, and Gen 13 too, though. Like, one of the reasons why it's special, it's as I would classify it, Gen 13 is clearly of a time. It feels like the book feels like the 90s. I can't think of another title that came out that echoes that. But like now, I got so many things on my plate for the China. I mean, like really too. Like even just like with a lot of the Captain America stuff, right? Because I like doing things around when stuff's getting attention. I just do, and I think it's good. Like there's good momentum. You feel like you're adding to the conversation. So if Captain America is rolling around, you know, like I want to commit time and money into it. But you know, I do kind of want to get into Adam Warren though. Yeah, what is your damage? Yeah, it's like you know, like I think drama's like a part of it. I think disagreements are a part of it. I think what I push back against is what I would call like fake outrage. And you know, like a friend of mine just coincidentally asked me today if I wanted to go see Brave New World, and I was like, dude, yes, yeah, like let's just see it because I'm curious about it. Yeah, I still feel like a strong MCU is better for everyone. You know, like I don't want to root against the MCU kind of like failing and stuff like that, but you know, like you have to like trust but verify. Like you have to be hopeful, but you know, like you do follow the stories. You kind of know what's happening within the production. I do feel like audiences know just a little bit too much about some of these movies, right? Like movie news used to be like cherished, used to be like a big deal if you had the scoop. You know, now like Godzilla Kong 3 plot is like leaking, and you're just like, WTF? like, I'm not even sure if they're in production for that yet. But the plot's already leaked, right? I think that's destructive to audiences. You know, I just think there should be like true surprise. I think if you want to be a good film goer, like a good audience member, you know, like you should kind of try and take yourself out of the sphere a little bit, which is so hard to do. It's just so hard. You know, and I know like that's a big ask. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not. But like, I love how you know the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like how that movie just really just like resonate, right? Like that movie just resonated. Once it was popular, like always loved. Like once it really hit that level, no one turned on that movie. Like I thought there was going to be a little bit of a resurgence for that third one. But dude, I like Amazing though. I like the two Andrew Garfield movies so much. I love the tease ending. I think for the second one where his father like isn't dead. You know, and I don't think that's like a sacred cow. I think Uncle Ben is the sacred cow, right? Like once Uncle Ben dies, you go all in. But you know, Peter Parker's parents like coming back, like you know, like that's not. I don't think that's like you can do that. Yeah, there's a plot. Yeah, that what wasn't broken. Yeah. Yeah, but what have you guys been? I know we're reading Gen 13, but what have you guys been watching though? Because I'm not even sure, like, what is, like, what's on stream? And I love asking this question because everyone kind of, like, you really see what people are paying attention to because it's so hard to pay attention to everything that's streaming. I tried to get into Foundation on Apple Plus, and I think it's good though. Like I was digging it, but it kind of pushed me to just to read the books because I never knew what Foundation was, like what the hook was. And I'm watching the Apple Plus show, and I'm just like, okay, like this just seems like a little nuts. But I don't know like where it's going. I'm not sure like what this is like really about. So I had the first book though. Had the first book, never read it, and then went through that while I was traveling in December. And then my one of the used bookstores near me got do I have it? They got like all 6 volumes. And I bought the other 2, like the original, because it was originally a trilogy. And then, once it became like what it became, it was like, oh, well, we can do like pre-Foundation and future Foundation. Severance is good. Yeah, Severance is Severance is what I consider like perfectly designed. Right, like everything in Severance matters. Like there's nothing. It's like very lean, but there's nothing to take out. I don't feel like that show drags. When season 2 started, though, I had to spend time to go back through season 1, and I was fine with it because I like how it's shot. I like it; just feels different, and Ben Stiller is really doing something, but Ben Stiller always made good movies. Like I don't think he's directed a movie that wasn't like top level. And if you look at even Tropic Thunder, it's insane how cinematic that movie looks. Even though it's a comedy, that movie is on like all cylinders, just what's on frame. But yeah, Rad, you are 100% on Severance on Apple. Yeah. Legion Zero on SoundCloud. Nice. I'll write that. Look, guys, I was doing this earlier. I keep a notepad right next to the drawing table, but I don't have it. We got markers here, so you I write things down. Yeah, the hell with it, dude. Like, like it's kind of like to the point too where, like I'm always reading, I'm always watching something new. I'm kind of like always digging, and I always feel like there's something out there, like something I'm missing, something I'm not understanding. Oh, Moon Tech. That right here. Excellent. Great. Yeah, dude, Gundam. The Netflix Gundam though. I don't know if you do that. It's just stunning to have that run. I've been trying to get into like early 80s anime, and one of them came up on YouTube, and I want to say it was like Cosmic Train, like 833, and I started watching it. I'm butchering the title, and it was like kind of like it was already like fired up, and I just wasn't in like the frame of mind to like focus, and I'm like I have to go back to that one. The I tried watching the original Gundam. I've tried watching Robotech. It's not that I don't think those aren't good. It's just the commitment level. But for the podcast, like we do animation Saturdays, we do animation Sundays. Like I want to do more with those shows because like Robotech is such a crazy arc, and it's so serious, and then but no one cares about Robotech now, right? Like Gundam merchandising, the models, right? Like the anime will always complement the merchandise. Robotech has lost. Like time has defeated Robotech. But I early 80s anime though is really special. I didn't realize it was like that sophisticated when I started trying to get into it more. Oh, this is Pencils Down by Belmont Press. And like during COVID, there was a little bit of a movement in the comic book industry. They called it Pencils Down. And this is somewhat of a visualization of that moment in comic book history. But it's a it's a riff, kind of making fun of Pencils Down, because it was viewed it was viewed as a little bit as a weapon to suppress people. I hope I'm not butchering that explanation. Tomorrow on the channel for Top Cow Tuesday will be one of my like all-time unboxings. Can I tease it? I don't know if I have it in. I'm still redoing like this whole room. I don't know if you guys could track it from video to video. And my other room. So a lot of my books are back and forth. Let me see though. Oh, right here. Yeah, so let's just I'll preview it because I feel like if you guys really are looking for, so when it comes to like the conversation of Top Cow, I think these are they're doing another round of reprints on these, but these shot up because the reprints weren't printed anymore. And Dark Horse did, I think, a deluxe format reprinting of the Top Cow Tomb Raider. So like when they went out of print, like like that's kind of like what happens sometimes where like Dark Horse would like they're like, oh, we paid for the license, let's get the catalog and reprint the catalog. That's almost like the IDW method at this point that everyone's kind of like adopted. But once those went out of print, these went up in price. And then people started to track some of the alternate covers, some of the convention exclusives, Tower Record exclusives, and it kind of created a market just for these books. One of you, like out there, reached out to me, had these mint in bag. Like the condition is insane on these. So tomorrow's video is my unboxing of the Top Cow Tomb Raider that I'm like going through, but like we have to get through the Top Cow universe or the Cyberverse. Hit Witchblade, hit Darkness. Once we hit Witchblade, like, and we're full in on Witchblade, we can talk about this because Lara Croft crosses over with Witchblade. But this series is truly, truly special. It is the best licensed book of the time. And also, if you guys want to talk about Marvel trivia, we have, who is he? Andy Park. If you guys see that name, Andy Park now works for our penciler. He is a full-fledged designer, production guy for Marvel Studios. He designs a lot of the stuff that ends up on screen, and he has a 2-year arc that is one of the best drawn 2-year arcs of this era. And Top Cow was putting. I mean, it's also one of the best looking books of this time. It's just this is almost comic book publishing perfection, just as like a publisher dealing with an outside entity that you pay the license for. This is as good as I think a licensed comic book can get, and is right there for as good as what a comic book can get. The subject matter can turn people off because you have to be into Tomb Raider. Like you just have to be into that character. And you may not be into Tomb Raider, and I get it. Like that book just may not appeal to you. Wow, the kids started Robotech. That's awesome, Tank. The God Mars. God Mars is on Tubi. God Mars blew me away. I know, but dude, I remember seeing that as a kid when Roy died, and it, like, I don't want to say it scarred me, but it was a little bit of a wake up call. But I've been kind of like saving that story for the podcast. The thing is, though, that's what I mean. I have to go in the run of watching Robotech, because what happens before and after that, I can't speak of. But I need to get there. Yeah, it's the animation holding up it's a weird scale because things today look so freaking good. It's hard to like it's a little bit tough to like be your own historian, like where you track the new stuff, you experiment, you see what works for you, with the new stuff. But as soon as it's almost like your eye, like as soon as your eye starts to get like possessed by CGI and computer animation, it expects that. It's like a subliminal thing. And then the further you go back, you can spend, to be fair, like let's just say you spent like 6 or 7 months watching like Shrek and Shark Tale and like all these things, right? Ice Age, right? If you watch enough of those, and then you watch 90s Disney and you watch The Little Mermaid, you watch Lion King, you're going to think it's choppy, you're going to think it's slow, you're going to think it's even lazy at points. The new animation, it's like the frame rates are beyond perfection. I think they so imagine being a kid and you're watching like Ice Age, like all 6 or 7 of those. Those are great, by the way. Like Madagascar, I love the characters from Madagascar. Just even the character designs. And then you go back to watch Robotech, like your mind is not going to catch up to it, and you have to tell yourself to kind of, you're watching something different. You're watching something different. You're watching something different. It just stinks. It really does. Boba. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I agree with that, Oren. It is. It did get modern. Yeah. Yeah, the darker stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Gundam just has a following, though. Yeah, they are. The black and white ones are tough. I want to also get into Rising Stars for Top Cow, which is probably their best publishing effort as of like collaborating with another creator. Rising Stars is fantastic. There's a black and white version of that, but Rising Stars is it's essentially a '90s Watchmen. Oh, Exo Squad is the best serialized animation America has ever produced. Exo Squad is absolutely there. And you gotta give that show credit because it has a theme song with no words, right? It's just all like instrumental. Gotta give it a lot of credit. Exo Squad is legit. Yeah, see, Exo Squad's there. Venus Wars, amazing. I love those Unibikes. I see, but I used to watch that so much at one point. I kind of forget the story though, right? Like, is Venus Wars like Red Dawn? Are they just like it's a teenage rebellion against like invaders, or there's like another war? The Dark Horse put out, I think, 6 volumes of the manga, and I could only back in the day I could only find like 2 of them. I might have had like 1 and 3. I didn't even have them in sequence. G-Force, yeah, dude, Top Cow G-Force is there. Yeah, it's but G-Force is very like, again though, it's a very serious cartoon, very serious. Yeah, it's true, but it's almost just like some of it though too is like, you have to understand, like there was a time where people would watch like Robotech, and the animation wasn't awful, or like Speed Racer. People knew that frames got repeated. They kind of Hanna-Barbera like trained people to spot that stuff, but you never thought it was inadequate though. You thought it was just saving money, and you were fine with that thought. But I think now it's like, I think the younger generation, if they watch any animation that's pre 2000, I'll say, like they think they're just, it doesn't appeal to them. Yeah, well, Neon Genesis, come on. How many? I can't tell you how many times I watched Neon Genesis. With like you kind of go in every single time with a fresh set of eyes. You just want to kind of, like, let some time pass and go back and explore it. Go back and explore it. Watching order is great for Neon. I'm trying to go backwards, forwards, from the middle, to really kind of wrap my head around it. The one I love to watch around that same time though is I'll watch some Neon Genesis, but Escaflowne. That I love that one. That is, to me, like, they're a good pairing. Yeah. It's no. Neon Genesis is there. You know what else is good though? Genocyber is good. Genocyber was maybe at one point I thought that was Neon Genesis. I thought Genocyber was like that good. And then animation wise, just the look and feel, I was watching Cyber City 098. Let me look that up. Cyber City really captured me. Let me see. Hold up. Yeah, Cyber City, right here. Cyber City Oedo 808. So my hot take on this, guys, is this is the best thing animated from the era of Akira. Because everyone focuses on like everyone puts so much attention on Akira, and rightfully so. Cyber City, holy crap! I'm watching this thing and I'm just literally blown away at everything that they're doing on screen. Yeah, Rising Stars is just that's something that's on all cylinders. Yeah, yeah. If we're still talking about Venus Wars with that, dude, I love Venus Wars. When I was growing up, I would watch. I probably would watch. I probably watched Venus Wars more than Akira. It was like Venus Wars and Fist of the North Star and Guyver. Like that was my like trilogy, my trinity. Yeah, it did make boys, man. Yeah, yeah. Right, yeah. Bunch of kids join. Okay, yes. Yeah, Bubblegum Crisis was the that was like the entry point too. Even on from comic shelves, the Bubblegum Crisis books always sold. The Dark Horse ones. I don't know. Like, was there ever like a Bubblegum Crisis like figure line? Like, because it's such an action figure like heavy thing, but it never like it just I don't I can't remember. I remember Fist of the North Star figures. I remember Gyro figures. I remember even early Akira ones. Yeah, in the long time. Escaflowne, I don't care, guys. Escaflowne kicks ass. Yeah, is a cyberpunk classic. So, like, Tank, real quick, just to touch on that. You know, imagine like because you guys know if you guys follow the podcast, I've spoken of like Wicked City, uh, Ninja Scroll, like so like I thought I had like almost like late 80s 90s anime in the bag. I thought I really knew what all the benchmarks were. I know I have at least seen them, right? Cyber City, I knew of its existence. I thought it was a minimum effort. I always stayed away from it, and then one day I just said that. And this is why I love streaming. I just love having these things available. One day I just said, "The hell with it." I put it on, and within minutes, I'm just like hot take. Like this looks better than Akira. You can't say that though. People will, you can't say it. Oh, Dor, is Harry Potter right? Yeah, rated R. Yes. I've only seen collectibles. Oh, for Bubblegum Crisis. I can't even think of any collectibles for Bubblegum Crisis. Like, I really can't. I can't even think of. Like, yeah, I can't. Maybe I'm just blind to it. Yeah, Tank Police and Black Magic. So Black Magic 88, I remember back in the day that was sold in like a hard clamshell, kind of like what you would get like the Blockbuster Reynolds from. It was Black Magic and then Battle Angel. And they were like 40, $50 like for each one. And they were about 45 minutes each. And you kind of paid more than $1 a minute to watch those two. And Battle Angel, I remember again being super excited for Battle Angel, not digging it at all. Like, and then watching the movie and then going back to it. The movie made me go back to the original Battle Angel anime and love it more. But yeah, I also immensely like overjoyed about that movie. Love that movie so much. I even like the Ghost in the Shell live action. I don't know. I know there's like positions against that. I don't understand how you can hate that Ghost in the Shell movie and how you can hate that Battle Angel. I don't know. You know, I think people just, you know, they want things to hate. They want a dog pile. I don't get it. It's like Tom Hanks. I feel like I'm just Tom Hanks in Big sometimes, where I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, Kite's good. Megazone 20 blue blue wait, what so let me look up Megazone. Let me look up Blue 6. Megazone 23. Yeah, you know, I cannot speak on this. Like not even a little bit. Like I want to say maybe I saw the bike. Maybe I saw this before. That's a great design, isn't it? Oh my god. This looks a little bit earlier too, right? Cobra, like this just looks to me style like animation style wise like Cobra. And Blue 6. Blue 6 anime. Man, no, Blue Submarine 6 or Submarine Blue 6. Nah, I can't say. I cannot say I saw this. So it's an anime Sequest DSV. That's fine. We need more submarine. We need more sub stuff. Yeah, Armitage, right there for that. Yeah, and Cowboy, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Like, is that where like it changed? Right? Like, was the peak done? Because I know like there's so many people out there into like later 2000 anime and manga, but I just feel like Cowboy Bebop. Uh, I know I spoke about this before, but Redline, that movie, I saw that maybe 4 weeks ago at this point. That blew me away. Yeah, that Oren, that is 1,000% like you are dead on with that. Yeah, it's just goofy because I don't know. Like I view the way how I view that stuff is it's almost like you it's like you want you like you have to sell your movie. Like you do. Like you have to sell the movie. So like what's wrong with getting a name attached to your film? Because like here's the thing. Right? If Ghost in the Shell was successful, you would have got a sequel. You know, and that's a good thing. I know people are kind of anti-sequel sometimes, but I think when it comes to like a sci-fi series, I always view sci-fi as important. Like sci-fi is a important genre because it really does like teach us to be a futurist and think about tomorrow. Uh, I'm always rooting for sci-fi series. Like in a way, a lot of the MCU is science fiction. That is, I just maybe messed that up there. Give me 1 second, guys. There's our boy. Think that everything is reliant on the foreshortening of like all of this, but and the exaggeration, like because the fist isn't proportional, but it needs to be exaggerated so it looks just the right way. Yeah, Cobra is who was it? Tank. Who had the music video that used Cobra? That's how I learned about Cobra, was from there was a music video. Yeah, so good. Fist of the North Star, right? Fist of the North Star is, in my view, just it's special. It really is. I think it has like the perfect amount of Eastern philosophy, and it's so heavy-handed. It just works. like it's almost like the I just think Fist of the North Star just on the like narrative, right? The only way out is in. Like it's and to me it's like you can't adapt it. You cannot adapt Fist of the North Star. I think the live action that came out in the 90s is good because it takes it seriously, like it tries, and that might be the only live action we will ever get of Fist, which is wild, by the way. But I love the hyper world of that entire anime, all versions too. Right, two series and one OVA movie. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I have to black out a little when I'm doing the cross hatching because you really do have to see it, and a lot of it is just the flow of like it's like the momentum of your hand. So you just have to like concentrate from time to time. Yeah, Redline is Redline is really there. Yeah, like. Is that the same guy? It's not the same guy. Cowboy Bebop and Redline? I don't think so. but similar styles. Baki, yeah, Baki's good. Like Baki and Initial D are a good pairing. Dude, Baki too. Like, what was it? That episode 1 where he shakes up the soda and he like fizzes out the soda but chugs it for energy. That's real stuff. That and if you play enough sports and do enough physical things, that works. Yeah. How do you draw speed? The movie, yes. And that guy did the his animatrix sequence is such a dude. It's such a good idea. But his his animatrix sequence is effectively a track star that runs out of the matrix during the Olympics or like track meet. Really, like, just crazy, awesome idea stuff. Like stuff where if you hear about it, you're like, but then like you see it executed and you're just like, oh, like, okay, like, well played, like, well done. Oh, sorry. Oh, Darwin, what is up, dude? Yeah, Darwin, Shattered Image is queued up on the channel. What's holding it? I don't know. So here's the thing. I wanted to pair Shattered Image with Image versus Mars Attacks because that's a little bit of the story I want to tell within those two, and I think I'm missing one issue of Image Mars Attacks, but Shattered Image, who wrote that? Kurt Busiek, is like as good as like my baseline for Shattered Images. It's as good of that, what that is. It's as good as it could ever have gotten. Tony Daniel artwork, I believe, really good stuff. Highly like forgotten. Nitrogen. There was another book I wanted to pair with the Nitrogen discussion, but I also wanted to pair the other book was a Marat Michaels book that was a Awesome Comics solicitation that never came out, but Marat did a it's called like Mystic. It's like Mystic 12 or something. But I wanted to do almost like a stack of Nitrogen and some of these other Rob Liefeld adjacent books that really only had like a 12 issue one shot or like a preview edition or like one full issue. Just a stack of like what could have been. Nitrogen like qualifies that. But I also wanted to do Nitrogen in a different stack. And this is where I'm just so conflicted. Like, you know, I get so conflicted sometimes because, you know, like you want to do like one thing one time for the channel. You don't really want to repeat and go back. So you kind of have to find a position for it. That, you know, and I say position a lot because that's just how I look at it. Nitrogen, the way Nitrogen ends is the same way how Last Blood issue 1 ended, and what else am I get? What else? I'm forgetting. There's another Rob Liefeld series that that came and went, where the last what's his super the Superman one, the Man of Steel proxy. Rob Liefeld had 3 books that all ended the same way, where there's like a return, there's like this reformation of a team or a new version of a team that comes out of nowhere. And he's kind of had the same ending for 3 separate books, like throughout like 20 years. So yes. Yeah. What works best is yes. Yeah, I was just as yeah. Yeah, I've seen clips of Bloodsword, the Bloodsword Dynasty. I don't know, like I've only seen clips. Baki, yeah. Well, I would pick Baki over Street Fighter, like any day. Baki's 100 times better story. All the Street Fighter things, like the comics, the anime, the movie, like everything of Street Fighter, it's impossible to figure things out. In contrast, that's why I love Mortal Kombat so much, because you really, even though they went back in time, they messed with time and they messed with like dimensions and they reset the timeline. They did it in a linear fashion. You know, no different than when DC reset itself with like Infinite Crisis, and they used Flashpoint down the road to New 52. Like when New 52 ended, you really like it's still a through line from like Infinity Crisis, Flashpoint, New 52, and what came after New 52? Like was it Rebirth? Rebirth is where they lost that continuity thread. Yeah, Dane Norton. Yeah, unsung hero too. Supreme, yes, Supreme. You know, here's the funny thing. I was going through. What do you guys think the numbers were when Alan Moore was writing Supreme? Like how many copies do you think that sold? Don't look it up. Let me know, because I was shocked. The Street Fighter comics have good. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's just tough. It's tough to, because you know what it is. I saw a video where it was Ryu is not the main character of Street Fighter. It's Guile. And there was like this whole theory of how Guile is like the focal character, which is why what I saw that video and then I re-explored the 90s animated cartoon where it's Guile, but the Street Fighter gang, they're more like of a special ops team. And I'm like, this story of just putting these characters together works a hell of a lot better than even the official source material. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's Darwin. We do a lot of we do a lot of 90s on this channel. Top Cow Tuesday, Wildstorm Wednesday, but along the way, it is 90s focused. Technically, even Fridays is like the indie day, and I have just like a stack of 90s independent comics to show off. Sean, oh dude, Sean, what's up, bud? Sean, I haven't seen you in the comments, by the way. Yeah, they're like a hardcore action, stupid human stuff, repeat. Yeah. Yes. X-Men versus Terminator. You know what? So here's the thing. If I just right now, off the top of my brain, if I were to pitch an X-Men versus Terminator comic for, like, let's just say Marvel's, like, like it's a Marvel book. You know what? I'll take it back. It's a Dark Horse book. Let's give Dark Horse the sales. I would do the Terminators in the future versus Bishop and his crew, and it would be a future X-Men versus Terminator. So it would be in Bishop's original timeline before he came through time and his team got killed off, and where he was like, him and those two other guys were the only two left, and his sister, right? His sister. It would be a Bishop future versus Terminator. That's my pitch. I think that's a pretty good one, guys. If that happens, you are welcome. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking out how things look on screen. Tank! Thanks for hanging out, buddy. I am flattered you even showed up. Yes. Ring that bell. Thanks, guys. Yeah, dare I say, we're just like, we're about comic books on this channel. Sure, we do some of the hot button topics, we do some of the hot takes, but we're really, AKA Pad and the AKA Pad Army, which is you guys, we're committed to comics. What a wild thought, right? And guys, who else? Who else? Like, let's just say someone random was committed to comic books of the 70s, and they drew in a 70s style, or 60s, and they drew in a 60s, not 70s Jack Kirby, but 60s Jack Kirby style. You would take their opinions. You would consider those opinions so much more. As I'm talking to all of you, we have 90s characters at my drawing table that I keep around. I draw like the 90s, and I can speak of the 90s. I think that qualifies me, right? So when we get a clog, sometimes it could be ink, it could be crow quill, it could just be also completely random. Yeah. The ink could be thick, could be getting thick too. So I think like I lost some of this cross hatching wise. I don't like this at all. Yeah, I think this ink is getting almost like too thick. So usually the process is at this point is you have to like, dump it out and just reset your inkwell. So some of this is, I kind of try and do reflective lighting within the muscle. And I may have to let some of this dry, but like here, they'll be kind of like almost like they'll be way more rounded. Very easy and fun to color, but we're kind of there as of yeah, the pencil guy. I think we're there for that. So we can kind of, which is good. I mean, we can add it to the the indie comic book stack, which is very satisfying. And then we have this piece that I should maybe we'll chip away at this for a little bit. We'll see if the chat kind of wakes up a little bit. Oh, Rad. Sorry. Oh, well, hey, where did these come from? What's up, Rad? Sorry. Yeah, moving. Oh, you're packing up. Yeah, I used to hate moving. I used to have such a fear of it, and I just kind of got so used to it, And I was talking to one of our interns at the office, and he was kind of like saying like he didn't want to move for college, and and I said, dude, the better you can unnerve yourself about moving, you'll have like more options in life, like down the road, because you'll be willing to relocate, and you're just going to open up so many more opportunities. I was a little late late to the party in realizing that. Yeah, yeah. Just get to like it's just get to Gen 13 monthly. It is such a fun read, and it really is just like explorative. They do anything they want to do, and it's awesome that it's not. It doesn't feel like it should belong in the Wildstorm universe, which is also why it works just a little bit better. This is the Rick Leonardi lower leg here. I'm hoping you guys know that reference. All right, so these, for some of this, I had, so someone gave me a couple pens not long ago. Yeah, I think it's like these. And I told him, you know, like I would draw some of his characters with those pens because he also sketches and does portraits and stuff. But he also works in IT, and he also did something on the weekend. I couldn't get to it, because I was out of town. So I felt like he kind of came in and saved the day. So I said, like kick in the butt. Like let's gift him something. So this was it, and it's Real American Hero and Black Adam. Yeah, let me see. I maybe it's these ones. No. These were maybe lettering. This is brush. I know that's one of them. Yeah. Let me see. I think I have them out there. Give me 1 second, everyone. Sure, my cat's going to harass me as soon as I crack that door open. All right. I bought these knockoff microns by accident. So I want to say, I'm just trying to figure this out. I know it was that brush. I want to say it was like these three. The 8. Yeah, it had to have been the 8. Let me make sure here. Any number, any size that's lower than, that's not a 5 or an 8 would be it. But I don't think, I'm pretty sure he gave me those 3. All right. All right, everyone. The 4 a.m. club is not supposed to run for 2 hours, but I think I'm gonna call it a night. Only because I'm just like I want to do some of the other. I don't know. I want to finish some of this work. I want to finalize the penciling for this. I feel like I just have to move some of this stuff to the next stage of finalization. So, guys, love you, rock and roll. We're going to end it with some James Brown. We're going to get that James Brown on loop for a little bit. I just love this promo video too, by the way, guys. So thank you, rock and roll. Till next time.
You, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
Yes, I'm eligible. I'm singing. I want to mingle. Papa's got a brand new bag of living in America.
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
Why
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. You, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
Yes, I'm eligible. I'm singing. I want to mingle. Papa's got a brand new bag of living in America.
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
Why
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. You, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America.